everyone. I thought we'd try something a bit new today. It's been a good few weeks since my last studio vlog, and I thought it would be nice to have a very small chatty catch up and check in with you all just to see what I've been up to for the last few weeks and what my plans are for March. So some of you will have seen on my social media that I got a new heat press at the beginning of the year, and it was a bit of a splurge. Although it was an ex-display Styles heat press and I did manage to get a very good deal, it was still £340, which was a lot of kind of the money that I had put aside for this year to put back into the business. So I was hopeful that, you know, with this investment I would be able to move on to sublimation printing, which is something I've wanted to do for the last few years. However, I had a pretty big issue with the heat press. Firstly, it kept tripping the electrics in my workspace. Nothing else in here does that. My electrics have all been installed by a qualified and registered electrician who knew exactly what I would be doing out here and kind of the voltage that I would be pulling, and made sure that everything was put into spec. And worse than that is it was basically, I would set it to come up to 160, I'd turn around to set everything ready to press, turn back around, and it had decided to heat up to 220 degrees Celsius and was steadily climbing. It was completely ignoring the set temperature that I set it to and was just kind of doing its own thing until I turned it off. Obviously this is quite dangerous. I contacted the seller immediately, who unfortunately didn't seem very interested in trying to resolve the issue. There was lots of back and forths, and me having to chase them, me having to send photographic evidence, and just, you know, basically just keep hounding them. Eventually they responded and said that Styles, the manufacturer, had confirmed that based on the description that I've given and the photo evidence, there is definitely a fault. Excellent, I thought, you know, if the manufacturer is saying this, the seller kind of will have to agree to a return. He didn't agree to a return, and worst of all, because of I had to hound him for so long and just basically keep chasing him by mail. Yeah, I think it was 15 hours after the cut-off point to get eBay to intervene. Yeah, you can imagine how well that went down. Luckily, I decided to try PayPal. I always pay for large item goods with PayPal, because if there are any issues, then obviously PayPal are supposed to help. This stretched out for another 2 weeks, and by this point I wasn't hopeful that I would be getting my money back at all. But luckily on Friday, PayPal have ruled in my favour based on all the evidence that I've given them, and obviously the description and the messages that the seller have sent confirming that there is a fault. I'm getting a refund. So yeah, it's put a bit of a dampener on my plans for sublimation, to say the least. But yeah, things like that just kind of make me overcautious. I'm usually a very, very cautious business person, but it's the old adage of when you see something that is probably too good to be true, it is. Yeah, so moving on, I have yet again missed the cut-off point for a big kind of retail event. This time it is for Mother's Day. Mother's Day, if you're in the UK, is on the 14th of March. I should have had everything listed in my Etsy shop and website and Amazon by the 14th of February, so that it has enough time to gain traction and for obviously the SEO to start working and people to purchase it. It's not happened. It is the 1st of March now, and I still don't have any new items on my Etsy. I'm really kicking myself because I have worked really hard on designing some new items. If you've seen my last few videos, you would have seen the designs that I have made. They just needed photographing and kind of putting up. I'm just struggling. I think it's homeschooling and just having TBT Junior at home a bit more at the moment is making it tricky, especially if you have a Etsy shop or an online business. You know that you can't just put off taking photos and things until bedtime, because you need the natural light, and it's just not happened. So instead of beating myself up about it, I fought long and hard about the whole issue and realised that I've just not been leaving enough time for each event to kind of get things designed, made, photographed and listed. Sorry about that. As you can see, TVG Junior has decided she's definitely going to make her presence known today. Perfect comedic timing from TVG Junior. Yeah, things just aren't happening as they should be, and I do struggle to go with the flow and roll with it. I have to have a plan in place. It makes me very anxious if I have to freestyle it, and if I do have to freestyle things, it just doesn't get done because I'm all over the place. I need to have a timed plan with a tick list so that I can just go through and get it all done. So moving forward, I shall be ensuring that I have doubled the amount of time that I was allowing. So it will be kind of 1 full week for planning, 2 to 3 weeks for designing, 2 to 3 weeks for photographing, and 2 to 3 weeks for listing. And hopefully this means that I will get things done. It's the whole, just learn from your mistakes. I am growing as a business, which means that things aren't going to be perfect, and I just have to learn to be a bit more flexible with that. So as you saw in my plan with me, I had made a kind of blocked out daily schedule for different tasks to help grow my business. Last year I was getting bogged down in just kind of making orders, putting out fires, and then in the rare times that I did have a bit of free time, I was so overwhelmed with stuff that had to be done, I couldn't pick one to focus on and get it done. So I've been working to this new schedule for about a month now, and it has been amazing knowing that everything is pretty much covered. I'm having to adjust to the fact that I'm not going to be able to complete tasks in the hour or so set out that I have for once a week to get it all done in. So that has been a bit of a learning curve, shall we say, but it's working. This morning I have been tweaking some expired listings on Etsy, and I can honestly say one of them I don't think I had tweaked since putting it up. And looking at the stats, it was for a cake topper, an engagement cake topper, and it has been listed since, I want to say, 2017. I'm trying to remember when my lovely cousin got engaged. She's now married and had her first child and celebrated her first wedding anniversary. So this has just been rolling on Etsy since then. Obviously the SEO combination with the photos and the listing description was not working. But because I had all of my Etsy listings to auto renew, it meant that it wasn't flagging up because I have so many items. Trying to keep track of what has sold in the 3 to 4 months that it's on there for and what hasn't, it's not worked. So I've now removed everything off of auto renew. It's got to be on manual. So once a week now I will go to my expired listings and kind of go through the ones that are at the furthest point away and have a look at them, have a look at the keywords. Some items I have already completely retired and decided, no, this isn't working. I can't compete from the price point. It is far too different to my competitors, and the item that I'm offering is not unique enough to stand out to make people want to pay the extra for it. So that's been a bit of a weight off. Although it means that I need to work hard on filling the shop with newer items, it also means that I am making sure that I am paid a fair wage. This is something that has come up time and time again. We do have a habit of undervaluing ourselves, and it's not on. I mean, I have been working full-time at TVG since 2017 now, but prior to that it was part-time as well. So I have a lot of experience that has gone into this business and a lot of experience in making quality items. So I need to make sure that the price I am paid is kind of reflected for that. So it's been tricky because if there is this overwhelming desire. February is always a bit slow for me. So trying to raise my prices, there is a tiny part of me that's saying, no, don't do it. We need to make the sales. We have to kind of get them all in. And if you raise the prices, it's just going to put people off even more. But I'm kind of being firm and saying, no, I have to make sure that the business is sustainable. And the best way of doing that is ensuring that I get paid for both my time, the materials are covered, all my overheads are sorted, and that there is room for growth as well. So yeah, it's a new a new thing for me, but I'm doing it. On the vein of that, I am obviously making my own designs, and Instagram has been the place that I am sharing a lot of them, so definitely hop over there. If you don't follow me already, I'll leave the link down below in the comment box. So I've had some great feedback, which is lovely, and yeah, I'm confident that this year is going to be the year when I can finally start to offer my own prints and things as well that I have designed from scratch. So I'm very excited about that. And I am about to have my COVID jab. Mr. Chibi is very poorly. Some of you are aware of that if you've been following me from the beginning. He has complex heart condition and secondary liver failure as well. So the last year has been extremely trying for us as a family. Just the constant fear and worry of if we did get COVID, then yeah, it's not going to be good at all. So he had his about a month ago, and I contacted my GP surgery last week because I can't go back to my other business, which is dental nursing agency, until I've had it. My GP surgery are fantastic, and they have offered me a booking session straight away, so I'm in for Saturday. That's exciting on the hand that, it's been almost a year since I have closed my dental nursing agency, and it's been quite sad because I've had to watch my colleagues kind of fight on and just carry on through all of the staff sicknesses and absences and the extra pressure that's put on the dental services as a whole. So there's been a huge amount of guilt on my part that I haven't been able to be there with them doing that, and especially for what I'm trained for, and it's been difficult having to turn down bookings and explain to practices why I'm not able to work at the moment. So that is positive. It also goes hand in hand because of when I have the fear over dipped sales, and there's that nagging little voice at the back saying, just drop your prices. I can just say, no, I don't need to do that. I will just go and nurse a bit more for this month, or sort it out that way. So yeah, it's all big changes in the Chibi world at the moment, all exciting, and I hope you have enjoyed catching up with me. Hopefully you like this format. It's just nice to check in with you all a bit longer than a live or a story or something. And yeah, let me know, what are you most excited about for March for yourself or for your business? Drop a comment down below. I always reply to my comments. If you have liked my video, then definitely please do hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, why not? There's lots of fun content on my channel. I have some plans coming up that will couple my decorating. If you follow me on social media, you will have seen my stories about the dreaded bedroom overhaul. But I have got some plans underway, shall we say, that combine the personal life and the business life. So I hope that you will join me for that. And I hope you all have a fantastic week, whatever you're doing. Take care and see you next time. Bye.